Hello and welcome, everyone. You are listening to The Crack. This is the podcast where I ask you, what's the crack? So what's the crack, guys? Get in touch. Let me know details on how to get in touch. We'll follow at the end, as always. How have you been? How you keeping? You doing well? Looking after yourself? Keeping yourself clean, healthy? Flossing them teeth? Showering at least once a day. You don't have to wash your hair every day, apparently that's bad for it. I wouldn't know. I'm a baldy bastard. But, yeah, you don't have to wash your hair every day. Strips it of its natural oils. So, bear that in mind, alright? Next time you're showering, think of me. Yeah, fucking hell. I hope you're well. Hope you're keeping good, you know? I hope your loved ones are all well and everything is just hunky-dory in your little orbit. And if it's not, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not ideal. But after the rain comes a rainbow, so bear that in mind when your life's falling apart. Yeah, you know, once you hit rock bottom, you can only go up. That depends where rock bottom is. So no. Hope you're good. Right. Let's just change lanes here. Let's talk about me a little bit. What a week it's been. What have I achieved? Very little. I've had a to-do list on my phone for about a month now, and I've only ticked off maybe 3 things. So, yeah. I got contact lenses, so I can see clearly now the rains have gone. No, I got these little sample things, because I went in and they, in previous episodes, I've spoken about the contact lenses. I went in and they did the wee check, and the guy was like, "Do your eyes dry out?" And I said, "No." And he's like, "Oh, well, your moisturizing ducts are blocked." I'm like, "The fuck are you talking about?" So I was concerned about that, but no, I've got my little sample pack, and the girl showed me how to put them in, take them out. Easier than I thought it would be. You don't even have to actually touch your eyeball. And yeah, you pop them in and you don't have to wear glasses. You can see the world as it's meant to be seen. And it's beautiful. Just like you. Yeah, so, wore them. But when I went to leave, the lady, the member of staff, she gave me the optician. I took him home. Look after my eyes. No, she gave me the contact lenses, and she said, "Okay, so come back for your, review." I said, "Do I owe you any money? Do I pay?" "Not for the samples." Like, well, hot damn, thank you. So, got myself some free contact lenses. Yeah, so if you wear glasses and you don't wear contact lenses, I highly recommend, guys. They're nice. Genuinely, you don't even know they're in your eye. You don't feel them. You just see the world a bit clearer. It's very nice. And she said, try not to wear them for more than like 3 hours the first day. Your eyes, your eyes will get tired and dry out. And I thought, okay, cool, 3 hours. So what I'll do is, I'll keep them in for as long as I can, and then see what my cutoff is. Say after 3 hours, if I feel my eyes getting sore, then we'll know 3 hours of the cutoff. After 4 hours, 5 hours, I had them in for like 13 hours, no ill effects. So, took them out, let my eyes bleed a little bit, and no, so yeah, no ill effects, no negatives so far. I'm a clear seeing son of a bitch, and I'm enjoying it. Yeah. And I wore them to a wedding. That was the next big thing. I went to a nice wedding. Do I talk about the wedding first, or how I got there? I'll tell you how I got there. So I was born a cold February morning. No, okay. Yeah. The wedding was down near the Central Belt. Charlotte, my lovely lady, she was part of the, the posse, the main, the bandits, the wedding party. She was part of the main hoo-ha. Don't know what you call it. Bride's circle. She was the numero uno bridesmaid. There's names for it all, but I'm not really in with it. Anyway, so Charlotte went down the night before. The night before. So the day before the wedding, she could help set up things. So I was left to my own devices, guys. And, you know me, I get scared. No, I was wearing a kilt because it's a Scottish wedding. So I had to go through to Grantown to pick up my kilt because of the wonderful things. Because we're off to see the wizard. No, I've always used the same kilt maker my whole life, so I went back to her for this one. And if you've never put on a kilt on your own, it's not an easy endeavour. You know, they're not a casual wear garment. And with Charlotte gone, what was I going to do? I wasn't going to ask the Chihuahua to help. That'd be ridiculous. She's Mexican. Doesn't know how it goes, you know. So I went through and stayed at my parents' house, which I haven't done since I moved out. And as soon as I moved out, like honestly, as soon as I moved out, within about a week, my bedroom was stripped and painted, and it's now my niece's bedroom. So that was the room I slept in. Yeah, the night before I went to get, what did I go to do? Oh, I'd gone to donate plasma, because I'm a selfless bastard. No, you know, I don't need it all. So yeah, every now and again I go and do that, and you get plugged into a machine, takes out your blood, takes out the plasma, spits it back into you. So I had a nice gnarly bruise in the crook of my elbow. Still there. Fuck's sake. It's obviously worse since doing Strip the Willow at the wedding. I didn't think about that. Yeah. And when I was leaving, driving back, this thing came on my car being like, bing. By the way, Lewis, your back left tire is dangerously low on air. And I was like, oh, Jesus, fuck you kidding. Have I got a puncture? Have I got a puncture? This, you know, I don't need this right now. Luckily, I work with a guy who can get you anything you need. So I'd probably just phoned him and be like, yo, man, it's Lewis. I need a favour, you know. I'm going to need a tyre now. I need to be able to do that. But no, I wouldn't put air in it. And so far, so good. I think it's just a low tyre. So, yeah, so the low tyre pressure in my mind. And then made my way through to Grantown. Now, I get nervous about events and things, and it's probably low-key anxiety, just going out in general. So as I was fueling my car in Inverness for the long drive to Grantown and then the next day down to the Central Belt, like I was actually shaking, like my legs were shaking as I was being fueling my car. And I got back in the car and I thought, okay, alright, just you have a word with yourself there, man, you know? Fucking focus. What's going to go wrong? You're going to be fine. Nothing is going to go wrong. You're overthinking it. Just chill out. No one's looking at you, even if you are devilishly handsome. They're looking at the bride and the groom. Okay? Alright. Good man, on you go. So I started driving, and I came down off the wee slip road onto the A9, and speed limit 70, but you can go a wee bit faster. So I set the speed limit thing in my car, you know, cruise control. Set that to 74. I'm like, alright, let's just relax and go. So I'm flying along, 74. Look in the mirror, and there's a police car right behind me with his blue lights on. I was like, you fucking son of a bitch! So I indicate left. Like, okay, I'll pull over at the next available lay-by. And he goes round me. So, with my heart rate fluctuating, I continued on my way. Relaxed. Resumed cruise control. Looked in the mirror. Police van behind me, blue lights on. I was like, you fucking kidding me? Going the same way as the previous car. Overtook me. Didn't pull me over. I was like, alright, let's just set this fucking cruise control back to 70 and just made my way, you know, more casually. That was fine. Got to Grantown, met my parents, had a lovely dinner, went to bed. So like I said, the room has become my niece's room again. Before I moved out, I had a double bed that I took with me to this flat that we are now in, that we eventually got rid of. got a new bed because we weren't going to sleep on the floor like animals. So my niece's room now has a single bed in it. And my mum said, "Is that okay with you?" I was like, "Well, yeah, of course. I'm not going to complain about free accommodation, free food." And this wee single bed, guys, it's in the same spot my single bed was in when I was a child, in the same room. And yes, the room is now pink with like butterfly lights and glittery, silvery, shiny, girly things. But I lay in that bed, the same spot I'd been in as a kid, and I just started to remember the room as it had been. Like, if I tried to remember it beforehand, I wouldn't have remembered it as I was. There was something about being in a wee single bed in that spot, and I could suddenly see, like, I could remember looking down the hallway as a child and seeing my sister's room, and I could remember when I had a TV on a certain desk over there, or I had a record player, so I was a strange kid, or my record player, where it used to be set up and things like that, and I was sort of like, whoa, this is not what I expected. But I got up in the morning, luckily, blessed, grateful for that. Woke up in the morning, got ready, my mother helped me with the kilt, and made my way down. Lovely drive, very chilled out. I was overtaken by 15 members of the Blue Angels, which I've never actually seen in person. Quite intimidating. The Blue Angels, they're like a motorbike gang, a Scottish motorbike gang. I could hear them before I saw them, like a swarm of bees. It's a low sort of a hum coming from behind me. What the fuck's that? And then, of course, they don't overtake on dual carriageways. No, that'd be too safe. They overtake on single carriageways when there's cars coming, so they all cut in very close in front of me, so I had to put the brakes on, because you don't want to hit one of those guys with your car, especially when there's 14 others. Yeah, so they were probably very friendly guys in real life, but at the end of the day, it's still a motorbike gang with ties to organised crime, so I'm not going to rock that boat. And I don't want to hurt anybody, so yeah, I backed off a little bit, and then they stay the same distance ahead of me most of the way. But in the summer up here, they have like a motorbike festival thing. It's called Hog in the Bog. That was it in Portgarden. There was like a Thunder in the Glens. That's it. One year I worked in the beer tent when I worked in the resort in Aviemore. But when I was even younger, when I was about 14, 15 years old, I got to ride in the back of my uncle's motorbike and meet all of his biker friends. All very nice folk, just normal people. It's not Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. Wild dogs. But speaking of Sons of Anarchy, I remember when I was working at Codder Castle, I worked the wee ticket kiosk at the front door, a little glass box, which was just a greenhouse in the summer. I was just cooking away, me sitting there in my little blue jumper on with the shirt underneath and the wee tartan tie. And I remember once, like, these bikers arrived, but they had their families with them. But there was like biker families, and they all turned, they're in their outfits, their leather jackets, bandanas, denim, and a guy came up, they're American, so I don't know if they'd rented Harleys once they came over here, or if they did some sort of massive long round the world trek. But they came over and they said something like, can I have we'll do 6 adults and 4 kids. Oh well, if you want to get a family ticket, I'll get you 2 adults and 2 kids, and then save a bit of cash. And the guy, yeah, we'll do that. And then he put his right arm up, with the thumb pointing back at him, and his fingers pressed together, sort of curled around. Sort of like a handshake, but you grab the thumb, you grab an arm. Thank you, brother. It's okay. You're welcome. So yeah, fucking flew high on that memory. Oh, yeah. Cool biker guy called me brother. Yeah, hardcore. Oh yeah, I got into the Central Belt, found the place, the wee farm, like when I say the middle of nowhere, like 7 miles off of the main beat. Got there, got parked up, and Charlotte, she was getting ready with the bride and the other bridesmaids and stuff like that, so I just sort of sat in my car for a while and read a bit of my book, tried to chill out, And then eventually I stood up, got out of the car. And if you've never driven for 3 hours wearing a kilt, guys, I wouldn't recommend it. Very uncomfortable. The belt, because the belt doesn't hold up your kilt. It's like a big decorative master and buckle thing. Ouch. So I had to get some feeling back in my legs as I walked up the hill to the venue. But then everyone else sort of arrived, and I saw the folk I knew because I didn't know anyone on the groom's side. I mean, I don't even know the bride's family. So, it was just sort of me wandering around for a while, sort of just looking at folk. Pretty strange dude. Familiar faces arrived, all very nice. And then the, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to make your way into I don't know if you call it a chapel. It was a humanist ceremony. There was no God there, guys. No religion. It was absolutely lovely. It was beautiful. It was serene, peaceful, and just lovely. Like I said, it was on a farm that had been, still a working farm, but areas of it had been converted for functions and weddings. So the ceremony took place in I think it was called a bothy. It's like a wee stone building. Very cool. Like, yeah, it's pretty chill. No, very cool. Like, it wasn't a hot. We weren't all sitting in this stone building sweating away. It was just very neutral, calm stone, with like we seating it like pews, arguably. And the bride and the groom, they stood at the front under a lovely little flower arch. That I found out had been made by people involved with the wedding, but the bridesmaids and the parents of the couple. Bloody hell, very professional looking for something that you just made. I mean, I'm just always nervous in these things. Like, I hate going to the cinema if I have my phone in my pocket. When I was younger, I would take the battery out, but iPhones, you can't do that. You can't take out the battery. So I was sitting there and just, God, please don't ring, please don't ring. It was turned off and everything like that, but still this like fear of, God, I hope my phone goes off. I don't want to be that guy. But eventually I just tried to relax, and I got there, and everything went, well, from what I could see, everything went perfectly. And then, I'm sure you're familiar with a fucking wedding. Yep. after the ceremony, we went outside, and the bride and groom went away and got some photographs taken, and we all just milled around and relaxed, and loosey goosey, started chatting with each other, and then moved into the function room, if that's what you'd call it, like a converted sort of barn. But when I say barn, it's not like there was hay on the floor and a cow in the corner munching away. No, it was rustic, if that's maybe the word. But it was lovely. We found our place. Everyone's got their own place to sit, and I know some of them listen, but this isn't to kiss ass. But no, I was truly surrounded by friends, so very relaxed. It was very nice, and even though the day wasn't about me, I felt very welcome and just at absolute ease. I wasn't with strangers. I was among friends, and it was lovely. And then we got fed. I'm never going to complain about that. But unfortunately, when I'd ordered the food, waiter, what's the option? No, when you pick your meal a few weeks or months ago or whatever, I have no memory of doing it. But I must have been in a healthy mood because I picked the salmon, and then many folk around me had chicken, and I looked at it and I was like, well, I want me some of that. So I had the salmon. It was delicious. And then we went back outside again, chilled out, and then, like in the fucking pantomime when they turn the stage around, like very quickly, this room went from dining area to a dance floor with a different table set up. We went back in, and bride and groom with their first dance, and the Cayley band started playing, and we just celebrated a Scottish love story at a Scottish wedding, the Cayley. And at one point I went to get a few iron brews from the bar, and it was an Australian barmaid. And me, trying to be friendly, asked, trying to make conversation with her, have you ever been to a Scottish wedding? No. She was very excited, and she was saying, this is incredible. I've never seen anything like this. There's nothing like this in Australia. And you all know the dances. And I had to tell her, yeah, well, in Scotland, certainly where I come from, where Charlotte comes from, I'm not sure if it's the case for every Scottish school, but in the Highlands anyway, at Christmas time, our PE lessons became dance lessons where we do traditional dancing. So that's how. I mean, I don't know all the dances off by heart, but there's the Kay Gordons certainly. That's ingrained. 1, 2, 3, turn back. 2, 3, turn. Just certain things. But the Australian barmaid, she was travelling and she got a job there and she got to witness that and she thought it was absolutely incredible. And I'd never really considered that until I was talking to some friends at the wedding one of them's from England, but one of them now lives in England. And I asked, what's an English wedding like? And they don't have the same. I don't use the word ritual, but the sort of ceremony to it. Like a Scottish wedding is an event, and I'd never really considered that. To me, that's a wedding. The guys get in kilts, and you do these big dances, and yeah, I'd never considered that. Oh, that's like a total prick. That like I'm blessed enough to have experienced that. That's part of my culture. Oh, Jesus, Lewis. Yeah. Oh, but you know what I mean? Like that is part of my culture and heritage. Is these events, these big gatherings that you do. There is a sort of, did I say pride? That's where I come from. This is part of my heritage, and it's just amazing as you grow older. These different people come into your life that you didn't know them at one point, and then suddenly you're making these fantastic memories with them. And I don't know what my point is. People come together at these things, and there's just such an overwhelming sense of, oh, he's going to write us a fucking poem. No, I'm not going to write a poem, but you come together, and there's friendship, and there's unity, and there is love. Not just romantic love, because obviously that's the bride and the groom, but happiness, and not community, but you come together, and in that moment, everyone's there for the same purpose, and there's a very lovely sense of belonging. Well, there was for me anyway, and there was a moment, and I'm not even going to fucking try. At one point, everyone was together, and I told Charlotte about this, and she actually teared up. But for me, it felt like being hit by lightning, and I was like, I am completely among friends. It was a very special moment, and I'm going to hold on to that memory. And it happened at this wedding where everyone was together. It was just, what the fuck's he talking about? Right, yeah, I'll continue. I'll come off the point there. But that was it. A lovely, lovely day. And then, whoa, ha, 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 ha. We got bacon rolls the next morning. So we stayed down there. There was like apartments. And there was like a wee flat by one of the farmhouses. And the other bridesmaid and her man, they slept in the main bedroom. And myself and Charlotte, we had the fold-out couch. It wasn't uncomfortable at all, but I'm quite a heavy gentleman. And this poor wee fold-out couch, very thin. So poor Charlotte, when I lay on this fold-out mattress, a valley formed, and I was the cause. So she would she would be slid over to me. And it's like 3 a.m, like, Charlotte, I'm trying to sleep. Can you give me some space? I'd love to, Lewis, but you're weighing me down, So I had to sleep with my leg folded over on the floor and my arm draped over just so I didn't fall into the middle of the bed and pull her onto me. Good Lord. Let's keep this decent. So yeah, I paid for that. I've got a big fucking spider bite on my leg. That was good. Memories were made. It was an absolutely fantastic thing. So heartfelt congratulations to Fiona and Cami. Thank you very much for letting me be part of your day. I don't think they listen to this, but I'm putting the love out there. Thank you very much, guys. It was a beautiful thing to be a part of, and thank you for allowing me to be part of it. Yeah. And then, so we got breakfast, and the next morning, and the same function thing being set up, and a lot of folk had to leave, but certain folks got to come back, and it was nice to have a very relaxed morning as well, because the wedding, everything's heightened, but in the morning, a couple of breakfast rolls and coffee, and then, got to do the nice long drive home. But because Charlotte had gone down on her own the day before I went down, we drove home separately, so that was a very relaxed drive. Just cruise control the whole way home. Nice cigar in the car. I had I don't know if you've ever seen them, a little espresso takeaway cup from Cafe Nero. I had that wedged to my car door as a wee ashtray. Man, disgusting. Full of ash by the time I got home, but nice drive. And then as soon as we got into the Highlands, as soon as you come off the Joe Carriageway, near the wee bridge that says, you're near the area called Kinnaird. As soon as you come off the Joe Carriageway, these big fucking massive raindrops start to fall, like the raindrops from the film Bug's Life. It wasn't just rain, it was proper... Who's that guy? Whoever he is, he's leaving. He is away. Sorry, I was just trying to make sure that car left. So yeah, I got home, and I think that's what I've been up to, guys. I've been at a wedding. Is there anything else to be telling you about? I don't know how to... I should have probably written that all fucking out and tried to actually have some sort of coherent story, because if you just heard me talk about this wedding I went to, absolutely beautiful. So, turns out I do love going to weddings. I don't go to any for about 10 years, and then I've got two of Charlotte's best friends getting married, and I get to go along. Yeah, it's been lovely. Can't complain about a thing. Oh, surrounded by love. What a terrible thing to find yourself surrounded by. It's been very nice. And then what else has been happening? I don't know what to talk about. Well, I tell you, don't want to tell you about this because you're going to think I'm the weirdest son of a bitch in the world. But yeah, I'll tell you. So I'm an edgy little bastard, and I've got two of these little carnivorous plants. Where is he going with this? Yeah, okay, so hear me out. One of them is a pitcher plant, which is the ones that come up like wee leafy cups, and they've got some water in them, and the insects go in, and then they can't get out because they can't climb up the sides. And the other one is Venus flytrap that I've got in an old jar, like a big... don't know where I got it, but I got a massive jar of gherkins, and then when they were all eaten, I cleaned out the jar. I bought two Venus flytraps, and I dropped them in the jar. One of them sort of died almost immediately, the other one seems to be doing okay, and the death of the other one has spawned new life, and there's a tiny wee Venus flytrap growing in the jar. Now, so gross. I call her Lucy, short for Lucifer, because she's you gotta name a plant. Yeah, a little pet. In this flat, and I swear to God, it's a clean flat, guys. Charlotte would not have it any other way. Recently, in the past few weeks, there's been every now and again, like a lone ant will just be seen going about. I'm like, oh, fuck. By Googling it, it doesn't mean we have ants. It's not like we live in an infested flat. It's just, there's an ant nearby, and there's many. There's some sort of ant colony nearby, and these wee guys go off on their own to try and source food. So me being the twisted bastard, every time I find an ant, I scoop him up, chuck him in the fly trap thing, and good luck, you little fucker, get out of my flat. But the pitcher plant, I looked in the wee leaf thing the other day, and there's like 3 ants in each of them. So the plant's doing its thing. It's catching insects. And I just thought I'd share that with you. Grizzly. But it's not as disgusting as it sounds. Actually, maybe it is. Maybe you're into that, maybe you're not. It's nature. It's nature to have this little plant from North Carolina in a fucking gherkin jar in your windowsill. Yeah. So there you go. That's what I've been up to. Alright, I've been at a wedding. I've been worrying about driving down the road, and I've been feeding ants to my Venus flytrap. In fairness, the lid's open, so if they can get out, they can get out. Alright, it's not like a Thunderdome. 2 enter, 1 may leave. No, they get a chance, but at the same time, this is my house. You stay out of my house. Fucking ants. The bin politics continue outside the flat as well. Somebody's moving the bins around, so I might have to get one of those doorbells that I can see through. But I'm looking at the time there, guys, and it has been half an hour. This is flowing by. Maybe I should go to weddings more often. Right, so thank you very much for listening. Sorry this was so... Was there any laughs in this episode? I think I was just talking. If you didn't dig it, I can only apologise. I don't even remember talking about this episode. It's flown by. What a fantastic thing. So, I'm going to call it there. As always, big thank you to Black Mill for the theme tune, and a big thank you to Cora for the artwork with the logo. Thank you very much, guys, for lending your talents to the podcast. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, dear listener, for giving me your time. And if you want to get in touch, if you have anything to say, other than my friend Jamie once again reminding me, but you're a bit late with the podcast. Sorry, Jamie. Another episode coming your way. If you want to get in touch, guys, check out the website. It's www.thecrackpodcast.co.uk. Say it again. www.thecrackpodcast.co.uk. Go to the website, go to the wee contact tab, and get in touch. Whatever's happening with you, whatever's on your mind, any stories, any anecdotes, anything you want to hear read out, I'll read them out. It's the least I can do. You give me your time, I'll read out what you have to say. Unless, you're being a cunt. And, this town ain't big enough for the two of us, alright? So I'm not going to be doing that. So until next time, guys, as always, look after yourself. Try and get your 5 pieces of fruit and veg, drink plenty of water, get plenty of sleep. Be good to each other. And don't take any shit. Just be good. Alright, I'll talk to you next time, guys. Bye for now.